Daily Horoscope Analysis for Virgo, March 19, 2025. As we look at the celestial configurations for March 19, 2025, Virgo finds themselves at an interesting cosmic juncture. With the Sun in the final days of Pisces, your opposite sign, there's a distinct feeling of completion in the air. You're standing at the threshold between cycles, just days before the spring equinox ushers in the astrological new year. The planetary landscape on this day creates a unique atmosphere for you, detail-oriented Virgo. Saturn continues its journey through Pisces, creating a tension across your relationship axis that calls for balance between your practical nature and others' more fluid approaches. Meanwhile, Jupiter in Gemini activates your career sector, suggesting professional expansion that might arrive in unexpected forms. Mercury, your ruling planet, likely positioned in intuitive Pisces or pioneering Aries, influences how you process information today. You may notice your typically analytical mind is infused with unusual intuitive flashes. Don't dismiss these insights. They're valuable pieces of a larger puzzle you're assembling. Your work environment feels particularly dynamic today. A project that has been developing slowly suddenly gains momentum. Your methodical approach proves invaluable as others might be scattered in their thinking. This is a day when your natural talents for organization and discernment shine brightly, possibly catching the attention of someone with decision-making power. In your personal relationships, there's a gentle, compassionate energy flowing. If you've been experiencing any tension with a partner or close friend, today offers a window for healing conversations. The key is to listen as carefully as you speak. Single Virgos might find themselves drawn to someone who approaches life quite differently than you do, someone whose perspective could expand your worldview in meaningful ways. Financially, this is a day for review rather than major action. The stars suggest taking stock of your resources and considering how they align with your long-term security goals. An opportunity for additional income might present itself through an unexpected source, possibly connected to your communication skills or analytical abilities. Your physical well-being requires attention today, particularly your digestive system, always a sensitive area for Virgo. The celestial alignment suggests potential for stress-related tensions manifesting in your body. Consider gentle movement practices like yoga or tai chi to maintain balance. Hydration is especially important, as is eating mindfully rather than while working or distracted. Mentally, you might notice a slight haziness that's unusual for your typically sharp mind. This isn't necessarily negative. Rather, it's an invitation to explore more creative or intuitive modes of thinking. Your dreams might be particularly vivid or meaningful around this date, so keeping a dream journal could prove insightful. The emotional landscape today has a depth that might surprise you. Feelings you've kept beneath the surface could emerge, asking for acknowledgement. This is healthy, Virgo, though it might feel uncomfortable for a sign that prefers clarity and rationality. Allow yourself to experience these emotions without immediately analyzing them. Your social connections take on an interesting quality today. A conversation with someone from a different background or field might spark ideas that prove valuable in unexpected ways. Be open to interactions that initially seem outside your usual circle. There's potential for meaningful exchange. Creatively, this is actually a very fertile day. The combination of your natural precision and the dreamy Piscean influence creates perfect conditions for projects that require both attention to detail and imagination. Whether it's writing, design, problem-solving, or even cooking, your creative outputs today have a special quality. Spiritual matters may also call for your attention. Even if you're not typically focused on the metaphysical, today's energy invites contemplation of larger questions about purpose and meaning. A quiet moment of reflection could yield surprising clarity about your path forward. As the day unfolds, you might notice a need to adjust your expectations several times. This flexibility, not always Virgo's strongest suit, becomes your superpower today. By adapting to shifting circumstances, rather than resisting them, you discover new approaches that actually serve your goals better than your original plans. Your perfectionist tendencies could be triggered by certain situations today, particularly if others aren't meeting your standards. Before offering critique, ask yourself whether the details really matter in the bigger picture. Choosing your battles wisely preserves your energy and your relationships. Toward evening, the energy shifts toward greater clarity. Use this time to organize your thoughts about the day's experiences. What insights emerged from the dreamier morning hours? How might you integrate these with your practical planning? This integration of intuition and analysis is your special task today. Looking at how this day fits into the larger pattern of your life, March 19, 2025, serves as a valuable preparation for the fresh cycle about to begin. The lessons of flexibility, intuition, and compassion you encounter today will serve you well as you move into the more dynamic, action-oriented energy of the approaching Aries season. Your daily mantra for March 19th could be, I embrace both precision and possibility, finding wisdom in structure and flow. Remember, Virgo, your greatest strength has always been your ability to improve situations through careful attention. Today, when you combine this gift with openness to the unexpected, you become truly unstoppable. The universe supports your growth as you learn to trust both your analytical mind and your subtle inner knowing. On March 19, 2025, the cosmic landscape presents a fascinating configuration for Virgo natives. The Sun resides in the final degrees of Pisces, approximately 29 degrees, creating a powerful opposition to your sign. This solar position illuminates your seventh house of partnerships and relationships, calling your attention to significant others and collaborative ventures. As the Sun prepares to transition into Aries the following day, you're standing at an energetic threshold that asks you to balance your analytical nature with the more intuitive, boundaryless qualities of Pisces energy. Mercury, your planetary ruler, finds itself in early Aries on this date, having just departed from Pisces. This placement activates your eighth house of shared resources, transformation, and intimacy. With Mercury in this cardinal fire sign, your mental faculties are particularly sharp when addressing financial matters involving others or navigating psychological depths. You may find yourself more direct and decisive in communications around joint ventures, taxes, investments, or emotional exchanges. Venus graces the sign of Taurus on this day, a particularly favorable placement as Venus enjoys dignified status in this fixed Earth sign. From your ninth house of expansion and higher learning, Venus brings harmonious energy to educational pursuits, philosophical explorations, and cross-cultural connections. This position suggests potential blessings arriving through travel, publishing, legal matters, or spiritual studies. The Venus in Taurus energy resonates well with your Earth element, creating a grounded approach to seeking pleasure and beauty through knowledge acquisition. Mars energizes Gemini on this date, activating your 10th house of career, reputation, and public standing. This placement infuses your professional ambitions with dynamic, communicative energy. You may find yourself juggling multiple projects or communicating your ideas more assertively in professional contexts. The Martian influence here supports strategic career moves, but cautions against dispersing your energy across too many initiatives simultaneously. Jupiter continues its journey through Gemini, joining Mars in your 10th house. This magnificent conjunction amplifies opportunities for professional growth, recognition, and expansion. Your career sector receives a double blessing of energy and luck, potentially bringing opportunities to showcase your knowledge, expand your influence, and receive recognition from authority figures. This Jupiter placement favors promotional activities, career advancement, and taking on leadership roles that allow you to share your expertise. Saturn maintains its position in Pisces, directly opposing your sun sign from your 7th house of partnerships. This creates a significant tension between your personal identity and relationship responsibilities. Saturn's influence here tests the structural integrity of your close bonds, both personal and professional. You're being called to create more mature, defined boundaries within relationships while simultaneously learning the value of compromise and mutual respect. Uranus in Gemini joins the planetary party in your 10th house, forming a powerful triple conjunction with Mars and Jupiter. This electric configuration ignites unexpected career developments, possibly introducing technological innovations or unconventional approaches to your professional life. The revolutionary energy of Uranus suggests that embracing change rather than resisting it will yield the most favorable outcomes in your career trajectory. Neptune continues its ethereal journey through early Aries, influencing your 8th house of shared resources and transformation. This placement requires vigilance regarding financial entanglements, as Neptune can cloud judgment and create illusions. However, it also spiritualizes this area, potentially opening psychic channels and deepening your intuitive connection to others. Joint meditation practices or spiritual explorations with partners could prove especially rewarding under this influence. Pluto, now firmly established in Aquarius, transforms your 6th house of work routines, health practices, and daily responsibilities. This powerful placement catalyzes profound changes in how you approach self-improvement, service to others, and wellness regimens. You may find yourself drawn to revolutionary health technologies or unconventional healing modalities. Your work environment could undergo significant restructuring, with power dynamics shifting in ways that ultimately serve your growth. The North Node in Capricorn activates your 5th house of creativity, romance, and self-expression, suggesting that your evolutionary path forward involves disciplined creative efforts and taking your talents seriously. Meanwhile, the South Node in Cáncer in your 11th house indicates that you're learning to release emotional dependencies on group approval and collective identities. Chiron, the wounded healer, transits through late Aries in your 8th house, bringing healing opportunities related to vulnerability, trust issues, and shared resources. This placement may trigger sensitive areas around financial interdependence or emotional intimacy, but with awareness comes the potential for profound healing. The Black Moon Lilith in Leo illuminates your 12th house of the unconscious, highlighting repressed creative energies and unfulfilled desires for recognition. This placement asks you to acknowledge the parts of yourself that seek validation and expression, but have been relegated to the shadows. On this particular day, the moon transits through late Scorpio and into Sagittarius, activating first your 3rd house of communication and then your 4th house of home and foundations. This lunar movement suggests an emotional journey from intense, penetrating thoughts to more optimistic, expansive feelings about your personal life and living situation. With all these planetary energies at play, March 19th presents a significant day for reflection on how external cosmic forces influence your internal landscape, particularly highlighting your relationships, career prospects, and transformational processes. As March 19th unfolds, Mercury's position in dreamy Pisces creates an interesting dynamic for you, Virgo. Your ruling planet swimming in these intuitive waters means your typically precise communication takes on a more fluid, imaginative quality today. You might find yourself expressing ideas through metaphors or speaking with unexpected emotional depth. This Mercury Pisces influence softens your analytical edge, allowing you to connect with others on a more empathetic level. The moon in Curious Gemini forms a harmonious trine to your sign, opening channels for intellectual exchange and making this an excellent day for important conversations, presentations, or writing projects. There's a natural flow to your words today. Ideas that have been percolating in your subconscious may suddenly find perfect expression. Jupiter's expansive presence in Gemini amplifies these communication opportunities, potentially bringing conversations with people from different backgrounds or fields of expertise. Notice how your mind seems more receptive to diverse perspectives today. Venus in assertive Aries encourages you to speak your truth with confidence, though you'll want to balance this directness with Mercury's Piscean sensitivity. This planetary configuration particularly supports creative writing, heartfelt discussions, and any situation where you need to explain complex information in accessible ways. For professional communications, your ability to blend precision with imagination helps you stand out. Colleagues and supervisors will appreciate your thorough, yet innovative approach to problem solving. In personal relationships, Mars in steady Taurus provides the patience needed for deeper conversations, especially regarding shared resources or values. Be mindful of a subtle square between Mercury and Saturn, which may occasionally trigger self-doubt about your ideas. Remember that your methodical thinking is a strength, not something to apologize for. If you've been hesitating to speak up about something important, today's energies support finding the right words. Journal writing would be particularly beneficial, helping you process emotions that might otherwise cloud your thinking. Technical communications also receive favorable aspects, so updating digital profiles, sending important emails, or refining your social media presence could yield positive results. Listen for subtle messages today. With Mercury in intuitive Pisces, information might come through unusual channels or in symbolic forms. Your analytical mind might initially dismiss these subtler forms of communication, but they contain valuable insights if you remain open. Pay attention to recurring themes in conversations, as they may illuminate patterns you've overlooked. Overall, today marks a day when your natural communication gifts are enhanced by a cosmic blend of intuition, intellect, and courage. Your words have particular power now. Use them mindfully. March 19, 2025, brings a fascinating financial landscape for Virgo natives as Mercury forms a trine with Saturn in Earth signs. This powerful alignment activates your financial sector, creating a day where analytical thinking serves your monetary interests exceptionally well. The morning hours reveal previously hidden financial opportunities, particularly in areas requiring attention to detail and methodical approaches. With Venus moving through your 7th house, business partnerships and collaborative ventures show particular promise, especially those formed with individuals who complement your practical approach with creative vision. Jupiter's position in your 8th house of shared resources suggests that investment opportunities involving other people's capital could yield significant returns today. Look for situations where your organizational abilities can transform undervalued assets into profitable ventures. The moon in Capricorn strengthens your practicality, making this an excellent day for budget reviews and financial planning. You may discover inefficiencies in your current financial system that, when corrected, could save substantial amounts. Mercury's communication with Pluto enhances your investigative abilities, potentially revealing lucrative opportunities others have overlooked. Pay special attention to opportunities involving technology, healthcare, or service industries, as these align particularly well with your planetary positions today. Financial discussions initiated around 2 p.m. bear fruit, as planetary alignments favor clear communication about money matters. A surprising message from a past colleague or business associate could contain valuable financial information. Don't dismiss seemingly casual conversations. The Saturn influence suggests long-term investments over quick profits today, particularly those involving real estate or sustainable resources. Your natural tendency toward caution serves you well, but don't let it prevent you from seizing genuine opportunities. The day's celestial energy particularly supports refinancing, restructuring debts, or negotiating better terms on existing financial agreements. Look for ways to improve your financial security rather than chase speculative gains. A surprising aspect between Uranus and your financial house suggests an unexpected source of income may emerge through innovative thinking or unorthodox approaches. This might involve leveraging your analytical skills in new markets or exploring side ventures that utilize your meticulous attention to detail. Consider reaching out to mentors or financial advisors around 4 p.m. when Mercury's position favors productive conversations about wealth-building strategies. Avoid impulsive purchases after 7 p.m. when Neptune's influence could cloud your usually impeccable judgment. Most importantly, today rewards thorough research and calculated risk-taking over emotional financial decisions. Documenting your financial goals today could set powerful intentions that manifest in the coming weeks, as the approaching equinox amplifies your ability to transform plans into reality. March 19, 2025 presents Virgo with several distinctly fortunate areas that deserve your attention. With the Sun continuing its journey through Pisces in your partnership sector, collaborative efforts become your primary source of good fortune today. Jupiter in Gemini forms a powerful trine to your Sun, activating your 10th house of career and public recognition. This creates a golden triangle of opportunity between your identity, your partnerships, and your professional reputation. Pay particular attention to offers that come through established connections or longtime colleagues, as they carry special potential today. Your analytical gifts are especially valued now, with decision-makers taking notice of your methodical approach. Mercury, your ruling planet, is forming a harmonious aspect with Pluto, deepening your intuitive understanding and making this an excellent day for research, investigation, or solving complex problems that have stumped others. Financial matters also receive beneficial aspects, particularly regarding shared resources, investments, or funds that have been tied up. Venus in your 8th house creates favorable conditions for negotiating loans, discussing inheritances, or restructuring debt. The Moon in Sagittarius illuminates your 4th house of home and foundations, making this an auspicious day for family gatherings, real estate matters, or creating more harmony in your living environment. Property improvements or decisions about relocating receive special cosmic support today. Your 6th house of daily work and health also receives beneficial energy from Mars, giving you increased vitality and determination to implement better routines. Any health regimens started today have an increased chance of becoming sustainable habits. Educational pursuits, especially those that expand your philosophical understanding or technical expertise, are strongly favored with Uranus in your 9th house receiving positive aspects. Consider enrolling in courses or applying for advanced certification programs that could elevate your professional standing. Your communication skills are particularly sharp today, making this an excellent time for important presentations, negotiations, or writing projects. People are more receptive to your ideas and more likely to be persuaded by your thoughtful analysis. Service-oriented activities bring unexpected rewards, possibly connecting you with influential people who appreciate your attention to detail and ethical approach. Community involvement could lead to valuable networking opportunities that benefit you professionally later this spring. The North Node's position suggests that leaning into creative self-expression, even if it feels uncomfortable, will yield significant long-term benefits. Trust that the universe is guiding you toward fortunate outcomes when you honor your authentic voice rather than hiding behind perfectionism. Look for synchronicities today as signs that you're aligned with your highest path. Numbers like 5, 14, and 23 carry special significance, and noticing them throughout your day confirms you're making choices aligned with your soul's purpose. Your fortunate colors today are navy blue and silver, which can be incorporated into your attire to enhance your natural magnetism and authority. Carrying or wearing amethyst would further amplify the day's beneficial aspects, particularly for clarity of thought and spiritual protection. As the cosmic energies align on March 19, 2025, Virgos find themselves at an interesting social crossroads. The Sun continues its journey through Pisces, your opposite sign, illuminating your 7th house of partnerships and one-on-one connections. This creates a powerful spotlight on your relationship sector, urging you to find balance between your analytical nature and others' emotional needs. Today's social interactions carry a deeper significance than usual. They're not just casual encounters, but potential mirrors, reflecting important aspects of yourself that may need attention or acknowledgement. The Pisces Sun's intuitive energy softens your typically practical approach, allowing you to connect on more compassionate and empathetic levels with those around you. This is particularly noticeable in how you respond to others' vulnerabilities. Today, you're able to offer support without immediately jumping to problem-solving mode. The day carries a gentle reminder that sometimes people simply need your presence rather than your solutions. Mercury, your planetary ruler, forms an interesting aspect with Neptune today, creating a somewhat dreamy quality to your communications. While this might make detailed discussions challenging, it opens up beautiful possibilities for heart-centered connections. Your words carry more emotional weight than usual, and you may find yourself expressing sentiments you typically keep private. This Neptune influence also heightens your intuition about others' intentions. Pay attention to subtle cues and unspoken messages in social settings, as they'll reveal more than what's being explicitly stated. Venus positions herself in Aries during this period, activating your 8th house of shared resources and intimate bonds. This creates an interesting dynamic in your social sphere. You're drawn to connections that offer depth and transformation rather than surface-level pleasantries. A conversation started casually might quickly turn to topics of mutual vulnerability or shared interests that forge stronger bonds. This Venus placement also suggests that financial or resource-sharing opportunities may arise through your social network today, perhaps a collaborative project or investment opportunity with a friend or associate. Mars in Taurus brings steady, persistent energy to your 9th house of expansion and higher knowledge. Socially, this translates to connections forming around shared philosophies, educational pursuits, or cultural interests. You might find yourself naturally gravitating toward people who challenge your thinking or expose you to new perspectives. This placement supports building connections with those from different backgrounds or belief systems than your own. The day's lunar energy activates your 11th house of friendships and community, strengthening your desire to belong while simultaneously honoring your individuality. Group activities are particularly favored today, whether virtual gatherings or in-person meetups. You may receive an unexpected invitation that initially seems outside your comfort zone, but could lead to meaningful connections. Your natural tendency toward selectivity in social relationships is balanced today by a cosmic nudge to expand your circle. Jupiter and Saturn create an intriguing backdrop for your social interactions, with Jupiter expanding opportunities through mutual connections, while Saturn ensures that boundaries remain appropriate and relationships develop with proper foundations. This combination supports networking that leads to long-term beneficial relationships rather than fleeting encounters. Pay particular attention to individuals who appear quiet or reserved, as they may offer the most valuable connections today. Your communication style benefits from a dose of authenticity. Today, letting your guard down even slightly allows others to see the thoughtful, caring person behind your sometimes reserved exterior. While naturally inclined to observe before engaging, today's energies reward a more proactive approach to social connections. Reach out to that colleague, neighbor, or acquaintance you've been meaning to connect with more meaningfully. The Virgo-Pisces axis, activated by the Sun's position, creates an interesting dynamic in your relationships. You're able to maintain your discerning nature while simultaneously embracing the interconnectedness that Pisces energy celebrates. This makes it an excellent day for mending any strained relationships or resolving misunderstandings through compassionate communication. Social media and digital connections carry particular significance today. A message, comment, or share could spark a meaningful exchange or reconnection with someone from your past. However, be mindful of maintaining healthy digital boundaries, as Neptune's influence can blur lines between public and private spheres. Community involvement brings unexpected rewards today, whether volunteering, participating in neighborhood activities, or contributing to group projects. Your natural abilities for organization and attention to detail make you a valued member of any collective effort. A social gathering later in the day holds particular promise for making a connection that aligns with your professional interests or personal growth goals. Trust your instincts about who to engage with more deeply. Your typically sharp discernment is enhanced by intuitive insights today. Remember that your perfectionist tendencies need not apply to social interactions. Authentic connections form when you allow yourself and others the grace of imperfection. Today offers a beautiful reminder that meaningful relationships aren't built on flawlessness, but on genuine acceptance and understanding. As March 19th, 2025 unfolds, Virgo, you're experiencing a dynamic celestial influence that calls for careful navigation. With Mercury, your ruling planet, currently positioned in Aries, your analytical mind is being infused with a spark of impulsiveness that may feel somewhat foreign to your methodical nature. This is creating an interesting internal dialogue between your need for precision and a growing desire to take spontaneous action. Today, resist the urge to make decisions merely because you're tired of deliberating. Your natural thoroughness is your superpower, not something to be rushed through or dismissed. The moon's position in Capricorn is actually supporting your practical nature, offering a grounding energy that can help you maintain your equilibrium despite Mercury's fiery influence. Consider this a day to blend careful analysis with measured action rather than choosing between the two extremes. Your tendency toward perfectionism may be especially pronounced today, with Venus forming a subtle but significant square to your sign. This aspect suggests you might be particularly critical of both yourself and others. The advice here is clear: establish reasonable standards. Perfect execution isn't always necessary or even possible, and maintaining impossible expectations will only lead to unnecessary stress. Instead, define what good enough looks like for today's tasks and give yourself permission to achieve that level rather than an unattainable ideal. Communication requires special attention today. With Jupiter expanding Mercury's influence, your words carry additional weight. Before offering criticism or feedback, take a moment to consider how your message will be received. This doesn't mean suppressing your observations, but rather framing them in a way that can be heard and appreciated. Remember that tone and timing are just as important as content. For your physical well-being, your digestive system, always a sensitive area for Virgos, may be particularly reactive today due to Neptune's distant influence on your ruling planet. Pay attention to what you consume, both literally in terms of food and figuratively in terms of information and media. Practice mindful eating, perhaps taking extra time to properly chew your food and avoid rushing through meals at your desk or while multitasking. Your mental health would benefit from scheduled breaks throughout the day. The Saturn-Mercury aspect suggests a tendency to overwork your analytical mind. Set timers if necessary to remind yourself to step away from tasks that require intense concentration. Even 5 minutes of looking at a distant horizon, practicing deep breathing, or stretching can reset your mental energy and prevent burnout. Regarding your work and productivity, today favors methodical approaches rather than attempting to multitask. The Capricorn moon supports focusing deeply on one task at a time, seeing it through to completion before moving to the next. This might feel slower initially, but will ultimately yield better results with fewer errors that would require time-consuming corrections later. If you've been considering implementing a new organizational system or routine, today's energy is particularly supportive of such initiatives. With Mars currently activating your sector of daily routines, you have additional cosmic support for establishing new habits. In relationships, today calls for compassion, particularly self-compassion. You may notice your inner critic is especially vocal, but the position of Venus suggests you'll benefit greatly from practicing kind self-talk. When interacting with others, remember that they too are doing their best with the resources available to them. This perspective can help prevent unnecessary friction in both personal and professional relationships. Financial decisions should be approached with particular caution today. While Mercury in Aries might be pushing you toward quick financial choices, the wiser move is to gather complete information before committing resources. This doesn't mean procrastinating on necessary decisions, but rather ensuring they're made with full awareness of potential consequences. For those Virgos engaged in creative pursuits, today offers a beautiful blend of precision and inspiration. The Capricorn